Ever wondered how one man's life could change the course of history? Welcome to the world of Julius Caesar. Our journey begins in the heart of ancient Rome, where a boy named Julius Caesar was born into the illustrious patrician family of the Julii Caesaris. This family traced their lineage back to the goddess Venus herself, marking the beginning of a life destined for greatness. Young Caesar's early years were steeped in Roman tradition. His education was a blend of martial and oratory training, a customary practice for boys of his status. He honed his skills in public speaking and learned the art of warfare, tools that would later serve him in his rise to power. But his life wasn't all about swords and speeches. At a tender age, Caesar took a bold step into adulthood by marrying Cornelia, the daughter of a powerful political ally. This union wasn't just a political move, it was a bond of love that gave birth to his only legitimate child, a daughter named Julia. This personal joy, however, would soon be overshadowed by political discord. Caesar's early political career was marked by a series of ups and downs. He navigated the turbulent waters of Roman politics, surviving the twists and turns of alliances and rivalries. His eloquence and charisma quickly made him a popular figure among the people, laying the groundwork for his future rule. But life wasn't always kind to the young Caesar. Born into privilege, he would soon face challenges that would test his mettle. From being stripped of his inheritance to being forced into hiding, Caesar's early life was a crucible that forged his character and shaped his destiny. But as we will see, adversity didn't break Caesar. It made him. His trials and tribulations only served to fuel his ambition and set him on a path that would forever change the course of history. The young Caesar, though born into privilege, would soon face challenges that would test his mettle. From humble beginnings to the pinnacle of power, let's explore Caesar's rise to the top. Julius Caesar was not content with a life of obscurity. He had his eyes set on the highest prize in Rome, the position of consul. But to achieve this, Caesar needed power, wealth, and influence. He found these in two influential figures, Marcus Licinius Crassus, the wealthiest man in Rome, and Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, or Pompey, a military and political powerhouse. Together, they formed an alliance known as the First Triumvirate, a political machine that dominated Roman politics for a decade. In this partnership, each man brought something unique to the table. Crassus provided financial backing, Pompey offered military support, and Caesar, with his sheer charisma and ambition, became the public face of this formidable alliance. It was a mutually beneficial arrangement that propelled Caesar into the political limelight. As part of the agreement, Caesar was appointed as governor of Gaul, a region encompassing modern-day France and Belgium. His tenure as governor was marked by military victories that expanded the Roman Empire's territories and brought immense wealth. Caesar's successful campaigns, such as the Gallic Wars, showcased his military prowess and strategic acumen, earning him the respect and admiration of the Roman people. His victories were not just on the battlefield. Caesar also had a knack for public relations. He regularly wrote and published commentaries on his campaigns, painting himself as a heroic figure. These writings bolstered his reputation and popularity among the Roman populace, turning him into a beloved figure. As Caesar's popularity soared, so did his ambition. His successes made him a serious contender for the position of consul, the highest political office in the Roman Republic. His growing influence posed a threat to the traditional power structures of Rome, causing unease among the Roman elite. Caesar's ambition and charisma were unmatched, setting the stage for a dramatic change in Roman politics. As we'll see in the next scene, this change would have far-reaching consequences, forever altering the course of Roman history. With power comes responsibility, and Julius Caesar was no stranger to either. With the Rubicon crossed and a civil war won, Julius Caesar found himself at the helm of the mighty Roman Empire. His rule was marked by a series of sweeping reforms aimed at addressing many of the societal issues plaguing Rome. For a man who had just plunged his nation into civil war, Caesar showed a surprising level of care for the common Roman citizen. One of his first acts as dictator was to launch a large-scale construction program. He commissioned new buildings and infrastructure, a move designed not only to beautify Rome, but also to provide employment for the many jobless Romans. But he did not stop there. He extended Roman citizenship to people in far-flung regions of the empire, breaking down the barriers between Rome and its provinces. Caesar also reformed the Roman calendar, introducing what we now know as the Julian calendar. With a more accurate measure of the solar year, this new system was far superior to the lunar calendar that had been used previously. This may seem like a small detail, but it's emblematic of Caesar's rule: practical, forward-thinking, and with a keen eye for detail. His decision to cross the Rubicon was undoubtedly a turning point, not just for Caesar, but for all of Rome. It sparked a civil war that saw Caesar rise to become dictator for life, a title that had never been held before. It was a bold, controversial move, one that would ultimately lead to his downfall. But it also solidified his rule and allowed him to enact the reforms that would shape Rome for centuries to come. Caesar's rule, though controversial, brought about significant changes in Rome, shaping the empire we know today. His leadership was far from perfect, and his methods were often ruthless, but there's no denying the impact he had on Roman society. His legacy is a testament to the power of decisive action, the importance of visionary leadership, and the enduring allure of a complex historical figure. Every great story has a tragic ending, and Caesar's was no different. A conspiracy was brewing in the heart of Rome, a plot shrouded in secrecy and betrayal. At the helm were Brutus and Cassius, men who once stood by Caesar's side, now plotting his downfall. They were not alone, for they were joined by more than 60 conspirators, all of whom shared a common goal: to end the dictatorship and restore the republic. The Ides of March, a date now synonymous with betrayal, was when the plot came to a head. It was then that the Senate convened, and Caesar, oblivious to the impending doom, made his way to the theater of Pompey for what would be his last public appearance. And so, the stage was set. As Caesar entered the Senate chamber, the conspirators gathered. One by one, they approached Caesar, their daggers concealed beneath their togas. And then the attack began. Stabbed 23 times, Caesar fell at the base of Pompey's statue, a chillingly symbolic end to his reign. Among the conspirators was Brutus, a man Caesar considered a friend. When Caesar saw Brutus among his attackers, his disbelief was palpable. He uttered the famous phrase, "Et tu, Brute?" and "You, Brutus." With those words, Caesar accepted his fate, his trust shattered along with his life. But the conspirators' victory was short-lived. The people of Rome who revered Caesar were outraged. The conspirators had hoped to restore the Republic, but instead, they triggered a series of civil wars that ultimately led to the rise of the Roman Empire. In death, Caesar became a martyr, his memory immortalized in the annals of history. His story, a tale of ambition, power, and betrayal, continues to captivate us even today. His assassination marked not only the end of his life, but also the end of the Roman Republic. But as we'll see in the following scene, his legacy was far from over. In death, Caesar became a martyr, his memory immortalized in the annals of history. Though his life was cut short, Julius Caesar's influence on Roman history is undeniable. The aftermath of Caesar's death was a period of chaos and political upheaval, a testament to the power vacuum his demise left behind. His adopted heir, Octavian, stepped into this tumultuous landscape. He navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics, ultimately emerging as the first emperor of Rome, taking the name Augustus. The rise of Augustus marked the end of the Roman Republic and the dawn of the Roman Empire, a new chapter in history that Caesar had inadvertently set the stage for. But it wasn't just the political landscape that bore the mark of Caesar's influence. His impact on Roman law was significant. He introduced measures that provided greater protection for the rights of provincials, reducing the power of corrupt governors. He also established a new calendar, the Julian calendar, which closely resembles the one we use today. In the field of military strategy, Caesar was a game changer. His campaigns in Gaul are studied even in modern times for their tactical brilliance. He pioneered the use of the Roman legion in new and innovative ways, contributing to the military might of Rome. His governance style, too, was impactful. Caesar understood the power of public opinion and often used it to his advantage. His policy of clemency, for instance, was a calculated move to win the support of the masses. He also understood the importance of public works in creating jobs and improving the quality of life for his citizens. All these elements combined to create a legacy that has stood the test of time. He may have been a controversial figure, but there's no denying the lasting influence of Julius Caesar on the Roman world and beyond. Julius Caesar, a man of immense power and influence, left an indelible mark on history, shaping the world as we know it today. His legacy continues to echo through the centuries, a testament to the enduring impact of this legendary Roman leader.